What's the deal, gang? I'm just got back in from the gym, but the market looking lovely. I was looking to see if we can grab a buy here. I was rushing my ass off over here, so I want to see what happens here. If we're able to flip, because this started off really nicely here. I was looking at a bottom wick entry, but maybe at 2177. But maybe we can get the flip here. I'm trying to get the Zoom open, but I figured I'd get this out, my opinion on this, before we start, right? Now, we might not even flip here, but if we do, I'm looking for that. You got a 15 closure here in 6 minutes. So it's possible. I was looking to see if we can grab a bottom wick entry, but I think it should come down lower to this support. If it does that, if it can tap here, 2177.5, I think we'll take a buy. This thing at that point, it's the 4-hour driving down, right? Let me get the Zoom going. Hold on here. But if we do start flipping in the next 5 minutes, just know I'm paying attention here on the side, and I'll look for a buy here on the flip if we start coming back up here really heavy, really quickly. Hold on, gang. I was coming home with a buddy of mine. We got a flat tire. He's at my house with a friggin' flat tire in my yard. And 5 closure here, huh? 5 bullish. Yeah, if we can get another bottom wick here, it'd be lovely. Thing is, 5 is back in range and close below, so I probably gotta wait here another 5. Okay, so the Zoom link should be out. Yeah, a bit of a wild situation today, all day. Went to the gym, got a flat tire on my boy's car. It's a run flat, right? Not looking for a buy here because it's 3 pip advantage point. Actually, yeah, I want to see if we're able to either flip or the 15 close bullish. But if this starts flipping bullish right now, yeah, we're gonna need the actual candle bullish flip, because right now we can still reject at this area and come back down. So let's see if we're able to flip on this actual 15-minute candle. Where's my zoom? So yeah, as I was saying, got a flat tire. We're waiting on the dude to show up here, and the dude just actually hit me up. That phone call I just got was a buddy coming here to fix the car. What's this? It was already 10. Yeah, this was a good entry. I was late for this. Like, I really didn't have time to really absorb everything that's going on here as I was running home, but we should be good now. Oh, baby Hank is back. Appreciate that. What's up, dude? Pull back to go up? Not necessarily. I mean, I just think if we do go down, we're gonna have to come back up here a bit or close really bearish, which can happen. Be a long shot if we flip, but it can happen. Hold on, gang. Alright, gang, we got a 15 closure. I think we respect it. Did we respect this area? No, we closed below it. Right, so here's the deal. It's a nice bottom wick here. If we can flip bearish after breaking the previous 15 high, we'll take a sell stop. But if it closes bullish here, we might look for a buy after a bottom wick. Okay. Because this is interesting, right? This could be the 30 and the hourly bullish flip, or it can be the 15 bearish flip. But if it's the 15, I mean, if it's the hourly bullish flip, then you'll probably see a 5 or a 15 close bullish here. 5's already done that. Look, we broke the previous 5. Yeah. It's really hard. Maybe if the 15, I would look for a buy if the 15 respected this area, but it closed below it. Right? We have a level here. Close just below it. So if we break the high, which means we'll flip the hourly bullish and then come back down. Interesting. Market is really moving. That's your flip. Buys are so tempting, but it's just look at the 15. Right? This could just be the top wick to continue down. And if it's not, we'll get a closure or I mean, it can drive up, right? I don't want to be part of this top wick for the 15 to head further down. But every other time frame, I mean, it's telling the proper story. Every other time frame is telling us that we should go up here, especially after holding that, flipping. Let's see if we can get a 5 closure. And if we can get a 5 closure here and a bottom wick, then I'll look for buys, because this will give us an attempt to come down, right? So let's give the market a chance to come back in range, and if it can't, we'll look for buy here on the flip. Go shower. I'm still in my wife beater together. If I go shower now, you guys will miss the session. This is ugly. I don't like the way it's moving. But it's just gonna rip up the hourly here. Yeah. Is it re-breaking the highs? Did it re-break the highs? It did. Gotta wait to close here. If we can close, be lovely. Top. We closed with no top wick. Oh, that was a 1 minute. I'm bugging. Give it another 50 seconds here. Let's see what happens. Isn't that a steep enough wick? Honestly, I wanted to take a buy here off the wick. I was just late to this. And anything after that, I don't think was kind of... Nothing after that was better than that entry. So... I wanted this flip, but it doesn't fall in line with the 15 not having a bottom wick here, right? And closing below. If the 15 respected, great, but the 15 closed kind of below, which kind of throws me off, right? The 5 closed here. Let's see if we can get a bottom wick, or it's going to drive straight up. If it drives straight up, great. We won't be part of it. If we get a bottom wick, not a big one, right? Really to... Yeah. 8183 area and a re-break of the highs, I'll be good with that. Just, or it's just gonna come up now, huh? How much is that to break the highs? Alright, because we're going to have to come up tap these areas regardless now, right? Yeah, it's going to just come straight up there. Yeah, I'm not taking anything here. Looks like it should rip up, right? There's plenty of room. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for this 30 to close here, and then I'll see if we can have a position. There's about 8 minutes here. It might just ride up, but let's see. You know, ideally we get another bottom wick. If we don't, all right, give me a couple of minutes, chat. Hold on. Shit, more people. One expensive ass tire. Minutes here for the 15. We still have all this O levels. Let's remove everything. Didn't even break anything down today. Level wise. See, 1 minute. What I'm looking at is see if we could get an off the rip entry, but it doesn't. It seems to be rejecting this area. So I said it needs to push. If it pushes, we get a little bit of a top wick. I'm thinking because this is the 30, we might not even need a top wick, right? If the hourly is gonna have to come up. Don't fucking drive like that. The hourly is gonna have to come up and grab the next resistance, right? I think it's gonna need to finish out the range. Close, no top wick. 5 respecting a level. right? So this is so interesting because everything I'm doing is based off the 5 and the 30 and 5 and the 15. But that's all the levels we have, and I think we have to finish the range up, chat. This is gonna it's gonna get really tough. I'm gonna see if we can form a top wick here on a 5 or something. These aren't solid levels, but let's look at it this way, right? If you look on the hourly, we have one level, we have a support, resistance, support, right? So our hourly. Everything in between here is on the 5. So at this point, we either get a really strong closure above 2184 to retest the highs, or we reject here and come back down in range. Maybe we can have the hourly flip back and close bearish, at which point we'll look for top wicks and we'll look to come down. Chat, give me a minute. My fucking tire guys are done, I think. Hold on. My apologies, gang. It's hard to relax when I got like 40 people in my yard and I got 3 kids and they're all running around over there. And like, sir, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we go here? Can we go there? Yeah, gang. By the way, your mics and your cams, you guys are allowed to unmute and open them up. So if you guys want to talk and chat amongst yourselves, you can. Baby Hank's in the building. Baby Hank the goat. All right, yeah, no positions till I get to either above 2184.97 or till we reject off of there, or till we start getting some bearish closures. That was an ugly 30, and we did not have anything here that created a top wick. We just might have the market come up and drive up. Your buy is up 13 pips. Yeah. I know, 30, right? Or no, hourly flip. Yeah, your runners, if it is bullish to the top of the range, it's not coming back there. It shouldn't grab more liquidity. If you have a runner, you probably would leave a runner and go to bed and leave it till like 2190. Yeah, I wasn't back early enough. I really saw it. So turn on the stream and I was like, oh shit, we're in a nice position. Market's in a great position here. Moving up about 40 pips here. All right. Gang, I can't take a position here. 30, no top wick. I mean, the hourly's got a bottom wick. It should drive to the next resistance, but I don't want it to reject off this resistance and come back in range. So I'm gonna wait here for a closure. Probably gonna wait for a 4-hour closure. Let me walk these people out of my yard so I can relax. But let me bring my kids in. Give me like about 5-10 minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, give me a sec. Same missed the entry by minutes. Like, here's the thing. I've learned in my time that, like, if you don't get your entry, typically the same position, right, but a worse entry comes back to bite you. Right, so I try to get the optimal entry for my breakdown, and if I can't do that, then I'll stay out. That bottom wick was lovely on the hourly though. Was trying to close half and move my TP way up, couldn't in time. Yeah, I mean it looked solid for a runner the way, if it is to break up, right? Because you have no risk on the table. You can't enter here, but if you already had entries, no risk on the table, it's solid for runners because if it does come up above here, it shouldn't come back, right? But you gotta wait, right? Because the next hourly still could grab a bottom wick. Is gonna close here. The minute you mentioned runner, decided to look for the top of the range. Yeah, I mean, I think it's wise because there's no levels here, right? I was just talking about there's no levels, right? The hourly, right? This is a range. So wick is a range on the hourly, right? So you might pull back to the support to bounce off of it and drive, or retest the previous support on a smaller time frame back in range. But if you have a bottom of the support here, entry, like you should be good here. Plus, like, who says this is resistance? This is just a minor level, right? This thing can fucking drive up forever. Plus, you just had a weekend, right? So market off the rip, just driving straight up. Might not even come back. Yeah, we can take more positions, but the way it's moving, like it's got a lot of volume. I don't want to just like, oh yeah, close your eyes and buy, and the next thing you know, you're at 2160, and you're like, you know what I mean? Sorry, gang, I didn't realize my cam was off. What I'd like to see is a retest of this previous range and then a drive up. But if we can't do that, and if it continues up with all the volume that it has right now, I'm just gonna wait for this range to fill. Like, right? This was entry here. This is where it should have been entry. This was very simple to tell. I mean, if we were on the charts, probably like 20 minutes. I'm gonna try, like, I think throughout the week, as we're entering Q2 now, right? After this month, Q2, I'll try to be here earlier, like maybe 7:45, just so we can prepare for the hourly closure, right? Because I think if we were here on the hourly closure, we would have prepared for this bottom wick here. Would have been ready. Right, because when I show up at 8, by the time we do a break, 8.5, 8.10, like the hourly could have pulled back already, rejected. So I think that's a good idea. I mean, it's not always gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. I think, like, because a lot of times I am home earlier. Today was ass and feet, right? But like, yo, and he's like, yo, he got run flats, and the shit didn't run flat. Shit just sliced across. Right now the guy showed us the tire. The shit sliced across the entire. His alignment's fucked up. The inside of the tire, just like basically a whole slice across it, just ripped off. Jesus, this shit's moving. Cheese and rice. So the 15 just closed here, and hold on a second, chat. I don't think we're gonna get a bottom wick. I think it's gonna fill the range, and if it fills the range, to be honest with you, that's pretty much our session. Like, there won't be a trade. If we fill this range here, no, it's 60 pips. It won't be, because I'm not trading above it, and it's gonna take time to reject. So we could take trades to there, right? But based on what? The 1 minute? I mean, no, right? We can base it off the 15:30 here. I don't know. The only way I can take this off the 5 is if we come back down here and tap 21.8497. If we come back down to tap that with a bottom wick and then flip bullish, I'll look for positions. Possibly, maybe. Sebastian, what's up, man? What up, Jacob? Jacob, mute your YouTube.
Yo, do.
What's up? I placed it twice. I just got 90 pips in total. W.
We had discussed the hourly flip, like the position we missed in Elvis's stream, but I wasn't on the charts either. I got here late too.
I'm just dealing with so much shit, and I could have taken it like off the phone. I'm just too busy trying to start everything up, and fucking tire, and this guy's dog, there's so much shit going on. My kids running around while they're changing tire. Guys pulled up like it was like we were coming in for a tire rotation at a Formula 1 event. Like, they pulled up, lifted the car here, and then took a line, did an alignment. It's crazy. I don't know how the fuck they did that. So, just whole ruckus in my
Sometimes
house.
it's good though.
What was that?
I think because we're like so busy that sometimes we can't make it to the charts like all the time. But it's like, I feel like more than likely it's better. It's for our own good, because those times, like, we don't want to, like you said, you don't want to just have so much free time where you're just sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have a life, right? But
Yeah.
I really wanted to be here. I try to do my best to be here for 8 to 10, and I was like a few minutes late, but
I think
like
7:45 sounds good though. Show up like 15 minutes early.
7:45 and 7:50, so we could have a chance to like break down the hourly closure and see how it's closing. Because this was a very simple tell. It's a high quality position in the bottom wick. It's just weren't ready for it. And when I locked on, we were still part of the bottom wick, but it was just not yet. All right, coming down here. Can we break the previous 5 low? Can we flip on the 15? Can we even come back in range, maybe? Because you got 7 minutes here for the hourly. If we close above here, we might even look for a bottom wick entry, chat. If we can close like we are right now. If the first thing we do is get a bottom wick. Yeah, probably back here, 2184.97. Depends how we close here. 7 minutes. Too much shit going. Downstream, you're often in a trade as his intro's going on. Is that like a hint for him to start showing up earlier?
Don doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I do 8 to 10. I just think, like, I think he started doing that actually too. I think he's trying to show up at like 7:50, or he was doing that before 7:50, 7:55, like to have a few minutes to see how the hourly's closing and see if you could take advantage.
Yo, I got this ashtray. It's a duffel bag.
That's funny. Oh, if we could just close like this without ever flipping on the 15.
Where would you look for the next hourly bottom wick to tap into?
So we don't really have much to go off, right? Because last time we closed above here, we just drove straight up. But all we have is this previous support, and the previous support is 2184.97. So if we can tap 2184.97, I'll probably take a trade off the bottom wick. And it doesn't mean we're going to reject right off of there, right? We're taking a buy as the market's coming down. So typically what happens is, right, it'll still drive against you initially for the first few minutes, and then as you're forming the bottom wick. Give me 1 second, chat.
Right.
Okay. So 5 minutes of closing bearish. Can't really take a buy here off the rip. Market's kind of, price action's kind of coming down right against you. So you're gonna expect a bottom wick. Hopefully we do not flip bearish here in the next 2 minutes. Right? Stay bullish. Get a bottom wick down to support. Realize also this bottom wick can be pretty steep, right? You can see it 21.79. You're gonna look at a pretty steep stop. Hold on, this is the 4 hour. Let me look at that. You know what? It's gonna be a steeper bottom wick. I think this level to the left. Yeah. 21.83.9. That's where we can get a bottom wick to. You should join the Zoom, but even with 3 screens, I don't know how you guys do. I got all that and streaming. Oh, 30 seconds here, so we're gonna flip bearish, huh, on the 15. $15 seconds here for the hourly close, so lock in. Let's see if we can get a bottom wick. That's the 4 hour close, and it closed above the range. Hourly closed above the range. Bottom wick coming down. This is lovely. A little more. Might have positions real soon here. Tap. We don't tap here, chat. I think we might take a position on the flip, but really wanted to come down lower. Like, how much was this? Yeah, if we flip here, I'm gonna look for a buy. Looks like it might. So I don't have a buy stop. I think I'm gonna manually enter if I see it flip, because I don't want to get activated with spread. I don't want to put a buy stop and then spread jumps. And I got pretty big spread right now too, to be honest with you. My spread's at 2.5, 3. Typically it's like 1.1, 1.2. It's about double what it is usually. So let's see if we can come down further.
Bro, it seemed like gold yesterday was just at the 1900s.
What was that?
Seemed like yesterday gold was just at 1900.
Yeah, let's go for it. How much room we have here if it flips?
Market.
All right, come on down further. It's doing everything we've asked for, right? The bullish 4-hour closure above, the hourly's closed above here, the 30's closed above, the 15 closed bullish, never flipped bearish like we asked for. We asked for that flip to happen here as the bottom wick, right? Now can it just tap our support? I want it lower. There we go, come on down. Tap it, did tap it. There's a chance we missed this. I wanted it to go steeper. No bottom wick here on the 5, huh? That's interesting. But the first thing we did was make a top wick instead of coming down first. Yeah. Made it above it. I'm gonna take a buy right here. So we might see more drawdown, but I think overall we're gonna have to come up more. I took a buy over here. My entry was 83.72, so 7-1 on here. So basically the same entry. See if we can get to the top of the range here. Our advantage point, right? Our advantage point here, the top of the range is roughly 12 pips, so that's where you should go break even. I think we should see some play here. If we don't, overall, I think we'll see play on the 4-hour. Even if we are to come down, we're going to need to come back up and retap 2184.97, so that's our advantage point. If we end up driving down, there's chance for pineapples, and that chance will be at 2179. Stops actually are not correct here. Obviously we'll never see the, but for now that's where they are. And this isn't just from an understanding that if we are to come down, we're going to need to come up and grab a top wick at some point. This 4-hour doesn't have one, next one might. But this is going to be a long 4-hour, right, if you get the hourly closure bearish. But that's the chance you take, right, if you don't want to actually miss the position, because it could reject here. And we saw some play here, but it didn't. It's coming back down further in range. So if we start getting bullish closures at 79.64, then that's our chance for pineapple. But you have to realize we're going to need to come back up and retest the highs in order for us to grab orders to drive down, right? The market has been so bullish that, you know, for it to just turn around, start driving would take a lot. It would need to turn around, print, close bearish, come back up, retest, and then start driving. So you'll have you'll have your chance. But realize your advantage point, right, is already 13 pips. Like, even if it doesn't ever flip, you just need this candle to your advantage point, even if the higher time frame doesn't flip. Stops technically, target technically should be up to here. But unless it starts driving heavy, I doubt we'll see it. Right, I think we'll get closures before that. Right, and be comfortable and confident in your entries, right? Trust the higher time frames, which all lined up, right? At some point, if you're wrong, they should be more forgiving, right? Because they all lined up, so you'll get your chance to get out. But know that all your time frames close in your direction. You got the closures you wanted, and you got the bottom wick you asked for. Right now, just let the trade play out, and don't panic, and don't be impulsive. That's it. Really like the fact that we held this 5 minute, right? And then we also held it with no bottom wick. What I don't like is the fact that we've now created a bottom wick, right? So be aware. Look, the 5 closes here in 2 minutes. I'm sorry, in 2 seconds. It's okay, just closed. It can create a top wick and head further down. Okay? If that's the case, you want that top wick to 21.84.9, and you want to be quick with managing risk. Because now you have a bottom wick on the previous candle that gave you range, right? Make sure if you break the previous candle high, that's 8 pips. That you're quick with the break evens. Okay, chat. I'm going break even here, and I'm gonna close half at 13 here, because this is our advantage point. Make sure, hold on, I'm break even. I'm not showing it here on screen yet, but I'm break even, and I closed half at 13 pips. Okay, so now the candle can flip. Whoa, wrong thing. Now the candle can flip, right? Because we have a bottom wick on the previous candle and can drive to the bottom of the range, but that should be none of your concern. You played the advantage point, right? Now it's just a runner for you. Okay, so you might see this candle flip bearish to continue to drive down, but like we said, this is our advantage point. Once it taps that, you have to have risk off the table. If it continues up, great, but at least you secured some. You secured profits.
I got a worse entry, but just took some off the table. It's cool.
Hey, if you get 9 pips, it doesn't matter. You gotta, you know, smaller count. First of all, you should be more open to securing earlier. 9 pips, 6 pips, whatever it is, but make sure you take risk off the table, because highly likely, it's not highly likely that this flips. It's highly likely that if this flips, it'll drive against you, which is nothing you want to be a part of.
Yeah, I just got out there.
They took you out?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a way worse entry.
Yeah.
They secured something, but you got to understand, like, the key here is understanding, like, you had the 4-hour bottom wick, right? You're gonna need to come back up. Even if you don't flip, you want to leave yourself an advantage point. And you had a 5 minute here, close with no bottom wick support. You're expecting, all right, now if we do drive, we're gonna need to come back up, grab orders, right? If we do drive down, so make sure you have enough range to the next advantage point, which was 13 pips here. We got in. Could have gotten in. We could have gotten a 3 or 4 pip better position there. Probably 5 or 6 for you guys. but I don't know. This is scalping. Yeah, I'm running about 3-4 pips in profit. I don't think we'll survive though. Yeah, the 15 closing bearish back in range. But this would be very interesting if we don't survive. If we don't survive here. It's 30 seconds. Chat, it just took me out. We're out here. It's a bit lower. Came down a bit lower than this on the broker. Oh, maybe just my broker's a bit ahead and it's about to come down. But it just... We're out of the position. So the break even on the second part of the position hit. Still W, still W, still W. Let's see. The 15 closed here. 15 closed back in range. Maybe we can get some sells. But you have to realize you're the bottom wick right now for the 4 hour. Right? So we would have to break the highs here. We would have to come back up here to 21.8 areas and then come back down in range. Until then, this could just be another bottom wick to continue the drive up, which will eventually flip the 4. Yeah, there's not enough information here, but let's go ahead and update the stream record. W.
Would you take a buy stop on the 4 hour flip?
Depends how it happens. If it happens after this hourly closes bearish, no. Because then the next hourly could just be a top wick for this and it'll come up, create a top wick, give the 4 hour a top wick, and then come back down, fill the range. So it's got to be after maybe you have this hourly closing bearish, the next hourly coming back up, closing bullish in range, another bottom wick, and the 30 driving up and then breaking the highs, and then you can like, oh, sorry, all right, all these things are falling in line now, then you can take it. But if you don't know if you're the top wick of 1 hour or the bottom wick of the 4 hour, then, you know, it's a dangerous game you're playing. You're making it really difficult on yourself. Like, you need to know, like, all right, I'm just not going to be part of that. Like, that's like, forget that ever happened. Let's just, like, where's my shit, right? Do that. Like, just, where's my shit? Where's the shit I'm looking for? And let that pass on by. Wow, identified that perfectly. Watch this be a bottom wick and flip bullish to drive up. Oh, session trades, that's what I didn't do. You know, a few months ago, I'd say even maybe like, November, October, November, not December is where I start understanding these. But a few months ago, I would be in on the bottom wick of the 4 hour. right on the bottom wick of this hourly, probably like right here, a little bit above, just based on these wicks. 21.85.5, and we would have been in buys here instead of here, and then you never see profit. It just drives me. And you got to realize that if you close back in range, you got to give yourself opportunity to have enough pips to collect to the next resistance before the mark comes back down. There's a reason we waited for this. There's a level there somewhere on the 5, right? We zoomed in on the small time, found a level here, found a no closure, and reason for entering, if it's gonna reject, it's gonna come up to resistance. Did exactly that, but it tapped our advantage point. Very interesting. And next time this happens, I'll make sure to note it again and be like, all right, this is how it happened. This is where I needed to wait for the bottom wick. And look, we can take advantage of sells here, but you're going to need a steep top wick here and a drive back down in range.
Wicks,
Yo,
when did you get your LLC for your trading?
what was that?
When did you get your LLC for your trading? Like, you have one?
Did I get an LLC for my trade? You
Yeah.
go.
Or do you
I don't-
have one?
Yeah, I don't have an LLC. I have an S corp.
Oh. When did you determine like, oh yeah, like was it when you went profitable like on your all-time gains? Or like were you like I'm making a certain amount now, like I should probably
No, okay. So I did that immediately when I started trading, because initially I made an account as like a business account, right? And I kind of did that initially, and that's kind of how I always stuck with it.
Okay, so from off the rip you started off treating it like
Because I had businesses, right? So I started trading under my business, and then I just opened up another broker, and then I had business accounts open that weren't really for any business that I could apply for whatever business I want, right? They're just already opened businesses, right? You open a S corp, you file your taxes as a corporation, right? And
so
that's
you
it.
only
Like,
did S corp because you already have other businesses?
I had other businesses, and I just opened up because, all right, it's a little bit time consuming, right? With Sunbiz in Florida, especially after COVID or during COVID, it took a little while for Tallahassee to approve all documents for businesses to open up. So what I do, I just open up corporations, right? Maybe 2-3 a year, and then like once they're already open, right? It could be any business. I just don't give them a specific name, right? I don't do like Wix's Rentals or something. No, it's like, it could be anything. It could be Forest Enterprises, or it doesn't matter. It could be, just anything. Just any word. Just make shit up. Right? Get Money Incorporated.
I was looking at the video right now, but
Skulls Incorporated. Right? Anything. And then you can be whatever company you want, right? You can be Purple Dragon Incorporated. Purple Dragon LLC. Oh, really? What do you guys do? It's whatever business you open up, whatever you want to do with it, that's what you're gonna do.
I was watching a video, but it was saying that
Don't make it like Jacob's Roofing and then open up a fucking, balloon company or something. You can just apply that to whatever you want, right? So I have 3 or 4 open at a time, and just like I can use them as something to trade under. I can use them as like if I have an idea and somebody comes to me with an idea for a business, we can get going right away. I already have all the paperwork ready. I have the corporation open. All I got to do is now run that business under that corporation, right?
Hmm.
Somebody has really good ideas, because that corporation has done no business. It's just open. It's an open entity, and you
So
can
basically,
really
you just
do
open
whatever you want.
businesses under the S corp.
What was that?
So basically, you just open multiple businesses under the S corp and LLC. Like a single LLC is just more.
You can open a holding company, and then under the holding company, which is basically it's a business that owns other businesses. That's all you do. So yeah, you can open a corporation, and then all it does is just owns other corporations and owns other businesses, right? It can hold whatever. It can hold trusts, right? It can hold whatever. But like at that point, everything's associated with each other, right? You really want to distinguish and separate everything you're doing, like if you're running different things,
Mhm.
right? I don't want, my Airbnb to have anything to do with my trading, right? They're not connected anywhere. They're not connected entities anywhere, not under anything.
Yeah, the question was kind of like irrelevant to you then because you already started when you
Yeah,
started
I've
trading.
never
You already,
traded under my personal account, like my under my name. It's always as a business. Business, the business. I haven't even liked my own stream. But there's a couple of good. But you don't really need a tax guy. Like tax questions, there's a couple of people. Hold on, I can tell you who I follow on YouTube, who really knows how to deal with taxes and forex. Let me find him. Hold on.
I watch. I don't know if you know Clear Value Tax.
No, no, never heard of him. Clear value tax. No.
He's good. I think so.
Okay, here we go. Brian Rivera CPA. He's got like 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he's strictly for like day trading and taxes. He's a tax guy for day traders. For like
Yeah.
forex traders. Let me hold on right here.
Is it a blue? Does he have a blue background as his profile picture? It's him and then it's a blue. It's like a baby blue background. Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is. Yeah.
Hold on.
But yeah, there's a lot of. Yeah, I was looking at some other lady too, so
Hold
this
on
is
right
good
here.
too.
This dude.
Yeah.
Like, and he's been doing this for a long time. Like he's been putting out videos for for at least 4 or 5 years, I think. 2018, yeah. He started doing this in like, I've seen him in like 2020, 2021, I think.
Glow said, I've been wanting to get a LSC, but I don't want to put it under a certain business like clothing slash retail. Wouldn't you put it under financial services? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you put it under? Isn't that the whole reason of making your LSC? Isn't that you're making it for your trade?
I don't know.
No, I'm confused by his question. Look at what he said in the chat, or what he said. Yeah, what he said.
I wanted to get an LLC, but I don't want to put it under a certain business like clothing, retail. I mean, it's up to you I don't know. Whatever you're doing, make it a business and save on taxes. But yeah, go follow this guy. I'm just sending him new followers.
Hold on right now. I'm watching his videos.
But like, if you want to, like, obviously don't go based on what some guy on YouTube said. get a CPA, but like if you want to understand for yourself what's going on, like it's not a bad thing to watch. Yeah, I was wondering if we get the cells down, it just doesn't form the way I want it to.
This is my gym song, 5 a.m. sharp. This song right here, man,
Alright.
puts me in that mode in the morning. Honestly, that's like my go. Like my if I'm ever like sluggish in the morning, throw on some music and just get hyped up, then go in the gym and kill shit.
I used to be like that till I had kids. Now if I throw on some music like that in the morning, my kids want to go to school and kill everybody. I'll be listening to like nice, calm shit to get them in the mood, like some Disney shit. Just so they're happy walking in with a good attitude into school.
Jumping in there, bouncing off the wall and shit.
Instead of running in there jacking people. Give me your car stereo. What? Alright, 30 closed bearish, no, barely a bottom wick. We should come down, tap the bottom of the range before rejecting if we do reject. If we can get to 827 and flip bearish, the 15 held here, right? But I think, oh, it's pretty strong support for the 15, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 83.7, 83.8 area, if we can get there. And then flip bearish, I think we can have positions, but until then, I don't know. This might be the beginning of the 4-hour flip. It's a bit difficult to tell here because this could flip down to tap the next support before driving, but the 15 held and the 30 doesn't have much of a bottom wick, so. I think logically, if you're going to see sells, you're either going to need this hourly and 4-hour to flip on this hour, flip bullish and come back down, or you're waiting for the hourly close here to create a bottom wick here on the hourly, create some range so you could come down further on the next hour, 2174 area, 2177 area. Yeah. Until then, this can definitely start driving up on the hourly and flipping and doing all that fun stuff. Oh. Okay, 5 just closed here. Bottom wick to 2179 and a bullish flip. And we can look for positions. Okay, come on down. That ain't it. What up, Tino? What a reject off the most recent, right? It's interesting.
It's if this 15 closes bullish like this, are you looking for that bottom wick on the next 15 or are you looking for?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm waiting on right now, but I think like the way it's printing, you don't want these bearish closures on the 5, right? Came up, tried to close back above range, and couldn't. It had a chance to close here, and it's rejecting. So highly likely it comes back down even lower. You might see price come down to 21.77. Right? I notice these things happen, but when they happen, they just I can't take them because these are like 50-50 situations, right? There's nothing here that's like 90%, I'm sure. If we can re-break the current 5 lows with buy stops on the re-break of the highs, be good. Yes, but the 5 is going to close without doing that, right? The 5 is going to re-break. It's going to break the lows. It's got 45 seconds here. It's going to break the lows, and if it can do this if it did this in the first, let's say 30 seconds of the candle, then you have a high chance of coming up. Right now, it's highly likely you come down to the bottom of the range. That's your flip too, right? Just tough. 15 has 5 minutes in it, right? It's pretty decent bearish flip. Yo, why can't I measure this? Next range, right? This closed. Respecting. It's tough. It's a little tough. Like, I want to take us out. Everything says it should come down, but it's still, there's levels it's respecting, right? Look at this level right here across. So it just makes it very difficult to take that sell. Hold on a second. Yeah, there's just, we got this level across here, and like, while I understand the most recent price action should work with it, it's holding. It's holding, and the higher time frames are bullish. But this level is more of a target level here if you're taking sells, right? It's not a level where I'm looking to take sells from or buys from. My stat ranging spread is high. My spread actually just dropped. My spread was high when we took the trade. It just came down. Three minutes here for the 15. I'll be doing none of that. But I'll tell you what, look at the 30. Yeah, no, you're gonna need to see a drive up. You're gonna need to find a support, have the market come up to resistance, create another resistance, and then you can take sells. Hold on a second, gang. Wow. I really thought we were gonna close bullish over there. When I left, this was like this. What the fuck? I left. I was sure we was like this with like 30 seconds to go in the candle. Wow, we're gonna head down here. Oh, it might reject somewhere in this area where it is right now, but this was solid. I love price action. Wow. Right? That 15, it flipped like, well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I would. I probably would have taken it. I might have taken it. I don't know. It closed with no bottom wick, but the fact that it flipped here bearish last moment is huge because that bearish flip, you have a top wick, you're closing below the range, right? And the fact that you already have the top wick, you understand that now it's going to tap support, and you had like this little range as your advantage point. I closed bearish last minute. I walked away. I thought we were going to close one, but that's all right. It's not a big deal. It wasn't huge, but I don't know. This is interesting. I think I might have been in here off the rip because you're now at that point. You're expecting this low at the very least. I would have managed this very soon. As soon as it tapped this level, I would have been break even. So I don't know. You're in a sell. Not sure where we'll head down to. Well, at least here you're solid with stops, right? You can't. Your stops should be at 150 and no more, right? So stops are solid. But what I will say, if you're already in sells, find the next support and understand that if you close bullish here, look for a chance to get out. The reason I say look for a chance to get out is because the higher time frames are all bullish. So the hourly will close bearish, right? The hourly will close in 11 minutes. It'll close bearish here. And if the first thing it does is break the previous hourly low, the first thing you should be doing is going break even, if you haven't done so yet. Understanding that now there's orders to come back up and flip the 4-hour. If the first thing it does is pulls up, you're kind of stuck waiting for it to close, to either flip bearish or waiting for it to close. B hit, yeah. Like, because this is really your advantage. Remember I said I would go B as soon as it hits 2079.7 here, because it would have been like, what, 6 pips? 7 pips we would have been at B. We would have probably closed 10, but some B, because this is key area. Key area. It either drives through this really hard for you to get your runners, and if it doesn't drive through really hard, then you're 90% chance you're going to come back hit B, because once it starts holding up over here, once it's not like, you know how price typically pushes when in New York session, especially, right? When you're getting the catalyst, the price will do this. You'll see the candle twitch, right? And it'll do this. You'll see the candle start doing it. If it's not doing this immediately in this area, you're most likely going to come back up, because these areas are considered really strong areas. Resistance, support, right? Whatever it is at that moment. And when you ask why, it's because they fall in line across all time frames, these areas. They just fall in line all across the board. And when levels line up across the board, when the 5 closure is also the hourly closure, and when those levels, the 5, the hourly, the 30, right? When all those levels across the board line up and they're not just in one point, they've lined up before somewhere else in the market, then that's a strong level. Right? These aren't the be all end all of trading, but these are little nuances that can help you be the difference between, you know, losing a few pips or closing at 10 or leaving a runner or managing, you know, overman. Like just small nuances. We never talk about small things on the stream because it's really, the streams are for the general public, the overall public, right? Like the general knowledge that you want to get across. But the small little nuances, we get them across only when they happen, right? Or when people ask. Other than that, there's so many nuances we don't talk about at all on stream. Like Don and I have conversations about things. I remember he was saying, "Oh, we should have fucking recorded this." We have conversations on things that are never asked on stream, but we always talk about them like how these things are so valuable, right? Even like we talk about, there were times we're talking about taking entries, right, with candles that close with no wicks, no open with no wicks. It's just it's a work in progress, right? And we talk about a lot of things that we recognize, and then we talk about how we can take advantage of it, how we can bring it to the masses. Like how can it be taught in a stream setting? Is it worth it teaching in a stream setting? Does it even make sense for somebody to utilize it if we're not utilizing things? But like, someone's got to be really about. None of my friends have my personality, right? They're not about like if you need to know something and you ask them for an explanation, they're like, yeah, it's this and that, right? Me, I understand people, like from their point of view. Not that they don't, but like if you're asking me, I approach it from a point of like, shit, if I was asking, like, what would I need to hear? Not if someone's asking me, how do I just get rid of them and give them the answer that makes my day the easiest, but what would I need to hear? Because it eats away at me. I'm the kind of person, I got the personality where like if I didn't really, like if I could have done better, it'll eat at me, right? If I could have been a better person to somebody, it'll eat away at me. It'll be like, damn, you could have like saved somebody hours just by opening your mouth for 2 sentences, right? And like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like you guys got the benefit of the fact that my personality is like that. Otherwise, like, you know, no, like I have most of my friends, and I find it weird because I ask them and I'm like, yo, this is just, why can't you just explain basic shit? And like, technically, like 3 hours later, I'll call and be like, yo, why couldn't you just tell me this little thing? Like, it's basic shit. Like, oh, because like I figured it's like, oh, it's like, yo, it's just, you could have saved me so much time. And like, I'm always like, damn, I'm gonna really explain it. I'm gonna see how like. And sometimes people take it offensively because they'll be like, bro, I'm not an idiot. And I'll over-explain shit. And they're like, yo, I get it, bro. We don't need your help no more. I get it. And I'm like, well, you probably didn't notice this part. I'm like, Wix, bro. Like, we get it. Right? But I look at it as like, even if you get it, I'm not trying to offend you. I'd rather mention it because half hour from now, just in case you miss it, now you're gonna remember me annoying you about it. But because so many times I sat back and I've been like, yep, he's fucking it up right there. And then like my boy will put his bike back together, and then there's extra parts, and I'd be like, you know, that was supposed to go over there right before you put the upper on. That's a piece that goes right to the he'd be like, well, why didn't you tell me? You know what I mean? So damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I'd rather be damned and do. Like, blame me for thinking you're an idiot, but that's not where it's coming from. It's coming from a place of love, where I'd just rather see you succeed than fail. And I'll be annoying about it. My boy's always like, yo, I took my bike to him, right? I was like, because I needed an oil change. I took my bike, I'm talking about my motorcycle, so I needed an oil change. Takes apart my bike. And then I come back, and he's like, I'm almost done. And he puts all the up, and there's like 6 extra pieces. I'm like, well, where's this from? And he's like, oh, that's from inside your bike. I took it out. I was like, why isn't it back in there? He's like, it's extra. You don't need it. I'm like, what do you mean it's extra? It came with it, right? No, he's like, it's extra. You just don't need it. It's extra weight, like.
Extra weight. I'd be like, bro, what?
I'm like, look, MacGyver. Like, figure this out. There should, like, it came from a factory it's in there by the manufacturer for a reason. Now I have extra parts on an oil change. He's like, yeah, you don't need them. Bike runs fine without it. But like, he was cool. That's my boy. Like, he saved me from, like, he got me. Like, I've been in accidents where like he got me out of a lot of bad shit. And I always had his back, so like, but like I love the dude to death. Like, I won't talk to him. I haven't spoken to him for maybe, we used to do a lot of dirt together when we were little. But yeah, like, I haven't spoken to him in maybe like 3-4 years. And he calls me up the other day. He's like, yo, you remember the name of this thing? I was like, didn't even say hi, didn't know. I was like, yeah, it's called it. He's like, all right, I'll see you later. He hangs up the phone. We haven't spoken in like 4 years. But like, he's one of those, like, you know, childhood friends where it's like, no matter what's going on, we don't need to call and be like, yo, how you doing? How's life been? What's there? What's going on with this? It's always just like we saw each other yesterday, and we don't talk about life of what happened. We talk about like, hey, what's going on right now? So we haven't spoken in 4 years. He's like, yo, do you remember the name? Oh, can you? I need it for. I didn't even ask him what's going on, how. I was like, yeah, it's this. He's like, all right, I'll talk to you later. That's it. He lives in Pennsylvania somewhere, in the mountains, right? And this is just somebody I grew up with. He has no idea about what I do, but how he has no idea what my life's about, like before 4 years ago. I think we spoke about 9 years ago. But we have this, like, when you share a past with somebody, right? When you share, that's why I say childhood is very important. You build all those relationships, like the schools you send your kids to matter not because of the teachers, but of who's the other kids attending, what kind of relationships they can build, right? As they get older. Right? And you really want to build power relationships with power people. But yeah, I built certain relationships in public school in Brooklyn that were very, very beneficial. I wouldn't say it's real homies, right? I can't call them tomorrow and be like, yo, I got moving, I need your help to come out, like, right? But that's just people that come from the same place as you, and they understand the vibe. They understand how we work. We have the similar understanding of the world. We can only really focus on 5 people in our inner circle. My inner circle is my family. I got my family, my immediate family that lives with me is 5 people. Right. That's all I concentrate on. My boy that was over here that I was with earlier, I haven't seen him since last year, January of last year. So it's been a year and 2 months. In 14 months I haven't seen him. Today we went to the gym. He came by, he hit me up, he's like, yo, come outside, smoke a blunt. I was like, I don't even live in that same place no more, right? Because I've moved since then. I was like, I'm in a different place, come by, we'll go to the gym. Came by, went to the gym, didn't speak about what's going where, like, you know, what's going on everywhere. We just went to the gym, we hung out, we had a good time. We got a flat tire. He did.
Wait, I got a flat?
Yeah, he caught a flat, like he was booking it. I don't know. It's not why he caught a flat. the thing is, you got friends like that that drive like they're always late somewhere.
That's
Like, yo, we
me.
got an hour, right? And we'll fucking fly in, and we gotta go like 2 blocks away. But and we get to my house, and right, we got in, we did the damn thing. We burned a little. We came out, and we're like, yo, you know what? Forget it. I got a stream in about 5 hours or 4 hours. Let's go. Let's go get food. Let's go do some abs. Let's just do mad shit. And like, yo, we got in the car. We started driving, and like we came back from the gym, and we was about to go to Publix to get some burgers. I was gonna just throw them on the grill just to get some protein after. And as we started pulling out the yard, one of the neighbors from across the street, like a couple of houses down, with a dog, he's walking his dog, starts yelling, "Yo, you got a flat?" And my boy's like, "Nah, these are run flats. We good." I was like, "Hold on, this shit even feels weird." I looked, and like he had a run flat, but the inside of
What is
his
that?
tire, the inside, it wasn't like a hole. Like you
What
got
is
the
a run?
tire, the inside of his tire just ripped off on the inside from the top piece. The side piece ripped off from the top piece. And the guys came to my house to fix the tire, to change it. And he showed it to, he said, your alignment's fucked up and the tires are like this. And the inside of the tire is rubbing. And he's got a, it's a M6, 6 Series Beamer. And I don't know. I was like, yo, those tires is fucking expensive. I think we just spent. I think we just spent like $2,000.
Crazy.
Right, and then, like you got to think about it. People are like, I want a Lambo. I want, and it's like, bro, can you afford the first fucking oil change or the first like insurance payment or the first fucking tire change? Can you afford it to do that for a year?
You have to be up. Like up, up.
I'd get that check before drive. No, the guys came. They did everything. They came with a whole fucking mechanic shop on wheels. It's like a big ass one of those Mercedes fucking Astro vans, whatever they are. And they had a whole shop in there on wheel. They did everything. They changed the tires. They do alignment. I don't know how the fuck they do that shit. Yo, I mean, stream's up here, right? The hourly's closed bearish. So here's what I would say. If the first thing we do is break the lows here, you're kind of looking to tap 77 and a bullish closure. So if it can do that, I honestly, yeah, you'd want a bullish closure back above 21.88 on the hourly if you're looking for buys. So for buys, you're looking for this, right? For sells, you want a closure below here. For buys, you're looking. So you have this little weird area of play here where you can't really be sure here. Get closures above or below. Ideally, you break the previous hourly low, right? The 4 hours bullish and the daily's bullish. So the daily already has a top wick though, but overall the daily's bullish. So you're looking to continue the daily up to 2094 to fill the wick at least. If you're looking for that and the 4 hours bullish here, you're going to need to get some hourly bullish closures. So not this, maybe the current hourly that just opened, back above here, back above 2180. You need a closure. You also need a bottom wick to break the previous hourly low. If you don't get both of those things at the end of this hourly, you're sitting out, and I would say sit out, wait for London. That's if you're over trading, and trading right now if you're hunting for positions. You need to break the lows here, come back up, close bullish. If you're looking for sells, wait for closures below 2179.7 and wait for another top wick to be formed. Me personally, I'm not going to trade today anymore. I'm going to wait for a New York session tomorrow. Volume's going to come in, right? We don't need to force anything. The key is just to come in and win every day. And if you show up, win, big wins, small wins, they'll add up over time. All right, gang, I hope everybody had a good session. I'm sorry for running late today, but it was just a wild day. But we still did what we needed to do, right? We got our little piece of the market. We understood why, and we had a pretty educational stream here. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you, bro.
Thank
See
you,
you
baby
tomorrow
Hank.
morning.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on Don's stream, and we'll be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for our public session. All right, gang. That's my session. Have a good night, everybody. Just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.